Most agents waste thousands sending traffic to broken landing pages, and it never really works. One word on your page can either 3 times or kill your conversions, and you won't know unless you test it out. No devs, no code, no excuses. This is basically how to split test solo. Don't trust your gut, trust the numbers. Here's how to know what's actually working. Most agents never test, and if you do, you'll win by default. If you're a realtor running YouTube ads, your landing page is your make or break point, right? Like, you could be sending thousands of traffic to a page that's basically silently burning your money just because you haven't tested it. Most agents don't split test. They build one page and they go, it looks good. Oh, that looks great and lovely. Headline I've threw together in 2 minutes through ChatGPT. Yeah, it looks good. And then just pray on it. That's not a strategy, that's just gambling. So in this video, I'm basically going to show you a step-by-step framework for basically what to test on your landing pages, how to set up A and B split tests, even if you're not really like a technical person, especially in real estate. Your main focus is closing deals, like let someone else handle this sort of stuff. And also how to pick a winner based on real metrics. So before we dive into that, I'm sure you're probably wondering, why is this British man talking to me and why does he know so much about real estate? Well, I'm Dylan Kirk, I'm the CEO and founder of Estato, and we basically pride ourselves on building YouTube ad systems for realtors, being hyper-focusing on quality instead of quantity. So instead of getting 100 leads and 0 conversions from Facebook every month, you get 6 leads, maybe 4 to 6 leads, but they're all highly convertible. You've got about an 80-90% chance of actually closing them. Which is much better. It saves time for the realtor, saves time on us, and all in all just makes it more efficient. So that's basically what we do and basically how we do it, right? So how realtors can basically split test landing pages to find winning creators very, very easily. So disclaimer, the 80-20 is to focus on the headline. Just, TLDR here, the 80-20 is to focus on the headline. It has by far the biggest impact over everything else, but we'll get into that. But yeah, most agents waste thousands sending traffic to broken landing pages, and it never really works. And the problem is you're sending traffic to a page that, again, hasn't been proven it works. And today I'm going to show you a plug and play to test your real estate landing page if you're not that techie person, and preview 3 phases. So what to test, how to test, and how to pick a winner. So 3 of those there, let's get into it. So first of all, what realtors should actually be split testing? So one word on your page can either 3 times or kill your conversions. And you won't know unless you test it out, because most agents think testing means changing the order or changing the color of a button, or, oh, if I slightly move this picture around, that'll drive conversions up. No, that's not how that works. You need to test elements that actually move the needle, and here are the top 5. So yeah, with the headline, this is 80% of your page's performance. So a really bad example, and one thing to actually kill your conversions, is something like get your free home evaluation, or sign up today for it. Rubbish, disgusting, get rid of it. The next one is to actually go find out what your home can sell for in today's market in 60 seconds. It's enticing, it's personalized to the person actually clicking on the website. It's not a general statement like basically this one is representing, and actually means, oh, this person could actually solve my problem. You're focusing on the pain point rather than giving a solution. And I think that's going to be a big thing you'll notice throughout everything here, and just advertising in general. It's more about solutions on pain points rather than giving value away. Giving value is great if you're meeting the person, or if it's in person on maybe a sales thing, or maybe just trying to coach the person individually. That's all well and good, but if you're trying to advertise, this is not the way you want to do it, right? So get your free home evaluation, disgusting, horrible, get rid of it. But find out what your home can sell for in today's market in 60 seconds is amazing. Especially in that 60 seconds part, basically it gives the impression that it's low pressure, low commitment, and you can find it out today in this very, very second. So it's the first thing they see, as the first thing they'll actually either hook them in or lose them, right? You want to test emotional, curiosity-based hooks, for example here, right? And if you change only one thing, if you only change one thing on your headline, one thing on your landing page, this is what you do, the headline, right? By far the biggest focus there. The second biggest focus is the sub-headline. So this is more there to reinforce the promises, lower the skepticism, and actually just test versions that eliminate friction. This is the whole goal here. Great example here is no agent calls, no spam, just your home's real value. Really, really good one there. Another one here, just a real value report based on live market data. So the sub-headline there, really, really good as well. So basically this sub-headline can raise trust really, really fast. Test different phrasing and tone. Formal versus actually conversational, right? Number 3 is the CTA button, or the call to action button. The button copy matters more than design. So you're literally telling them what to do. This is your chance here. Once you've figured out, oh, okay, this is something I actually want to pursue, how are you going to get them to basically do what you want to do? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to give information? Do you want to just click on a button? Do you want them to book an appointment with you? this is where you can do it. And a good way to test it, test the label. So get my home's value versus see my report now. Also test placement, so top versus bottom versus floating button. Again, these are going to be minor details, but if you're already in number 3, you found out headline, sub-headline work best, call to action is next anyway. So that's fine. But yeah, but like get my free report, see what my home's worth, unlock my home value. Each taps into different motivations like curiosity, ownership, urgency, that sort of stuff there. And also, as I say that, test placement. So you can do like top right, middle of page, or make it sticky, floating, however you want to do it. It works really well there. Number 4 is the image or background, or basically like a hero image or background. So this is where you have the opportunity to test visuals. So either like having like a clean white background with like minimal design, basically keep it minimal, works really well. A full screen high res photo of like a luxury home, again, that does really well there as well. What else is there? A local map image does really well as well. What else is there? There's also, this is one we actually tested ourselves, a music video loop, so like a neighborhood drone shot, if that makes sense, like that sort of stuff there, like going into a city or like housing, that sort of stuff there. As I say here, home, skyline, map, clean, minimal, like test all different styles and emotion. Find what works and replicate it, right? That's the main thing there. The reason why this is so important is that some users feel distracted by busy backgrounds, right? Others are actually engaged by the visual context, but you won't know which works for your market until you test it. And I have to stress this because a lot of people think they just copy and paste from market to market. You can do that, but the results are going to be so much worse than your original market. It doesn't work like that. You can't just cookie cutter the same thing. It has to be personalized to a market because every market reacts differently. That's how it works. Fifth and final one is the lead form layout or the lead form structure. So this is where you basically test how much info you actually ask for. So either, doing name and email, you can either do long form like name, phone, timeline, bedrooms, etc. Like getting really, really detailed, keeping that qualification going. Or you can do a multi-step form. So like step 1 is like basic info and step 2 is preferences. So as I say here, you're gonna do multi-step, single and multi-step. We can just ask for email, phone, or more. Quick tip, if you are struggling with conversions or at least getting leads in the first place, I recommend starting completely frictionless. So literally a name and a number, all you basically need. Like if you're doing it on an opt-in style, so like opt-in page, appointment booking, and then like a thank you page, make the opt-in as painless as possible to begin with. If you start getting a lot of leads or you think you found a really, really good offer, then that's when you can start really diving into it and then start making adjustments from there. Quality should be one of the last things you focus on. Volume first, then quality second, and then you're onto a winner from there. And now I'm just going to show you how to actually split test without having like a tech team, right? So no devs, no code, no excuses. This is basically how to split test solo. See, most agents think they need like a funnel guy or a coder or a Facebook ad company. You don't. Simple answer. So 2 easy methods of actually running a clean test. So option 1 is using a landing page builder with an A/B split test built into it. Now, with this, step by step. So first of all, duplicate your page, change only one element. When I mean one element, I mean one element, right? Either headline, sub-headline, anything here, right? Pick one of these, CTA, image background, lead form layout, whatever you think is the actual bottleneck for it. Change only one of those headlines, then enable your split test, and then drive traffic as usual, right? That's all you need to do. Now, really, really good platforms for this. High level, just letting you know that I am affiliated, just putting it out there. You do get an extended trial if you use my code, but it's not something I'm actively promoting. It's just something there being like, just letting you know, being transparent. I do use High Level regularly. I am affiliated with it as well. It is a good tool, but yeah, I'm affiliated. ClickFunnels, another good one as well. Very, very common. Unbounce, not really delved into it too much, but it's always there just if you don't like the other 2 options. So yeah, build 2 versions, toggle split test, let platform distribute traffic 50-50. It does it itself. It's really, really simple, especially using something like High Level, again, affiliated, but High Level makes it really, really simple. So that's why I go with that. You can also do it manually with YouTube ads. You'll find out, regardless of what option you do, you'll know which version leads to more form submissions. But you do a manual A/B split test with YouTube ads. So if your application or whatever you want to use doesn't support A/B split test, or if you just want that extra control, you can do it manually for your ad campaigns. So basically run 2 separate campaigns, so duplicate your campaign, use identical ad creative, and then each campaign links to a different landing page URL. So you can do this manually, and then you set both budgets equally, keep it the same, and just let them run. So use identical creative, see which page gives you a better CPL or a cost per lead, and go from there. It can happen. It just really, again, depends. Like, what is this driving traffic to? So if you're doing something that, if you're just trying to drive to like a YouTube channel or a website or something that doesn't actively support A/B split testing, you can do it like this. This also isolates traffic intent. You know the difference came from the page, not the ad itself, if that makes sense. And here are some control variables, just to let you know, don't change everything. I do mean that, don't change everything, just test one element per test. First test headline, then form, then CTA. The headline is going to be your bread and butter, then work your way down. That's why it's in a number format here. Headline being the number one most important thing, then subheadline, CTA, image background, lead form layer. So keep that in mind and keep that going down the list. Don't go from lead form layout all the way to headline. You will cry at how much money you're wasting. I also have an entire guide. So if you're focusing on your landing page first before improving your YouTube ads, this video explains why you shouldn't do that. And actually, this could be a huge waste of time if you haven't maximized your offer. As well as actually having an entire document. I have this on the other video as well, basically showing you how to make your YouTube ads as low commitment as possible, get the offer as high as possible, and go from there, if that makes sense. But yeah, when you do this, this is called isolation testing. So when you're only testing one variable at a time, it's called isolation testing, and it's basically how you compound results over time. So once you figure out what works, you can replicate it, go again, and see what happens. It's that reinforcing loop that most systems use, but for advertising and for business in general, we use compound results instead. Now, how to pick a winner. So it's kind of a misleading title, to be honest, when it comes to how to pick a winner, because don't trust your gut, trust the numbers. Here's how to know what's actually working. So once both pages are live, don't overthink it, just track the right metrics. This is basically what we should be looking at. So metric 1 is the conversion rate. So simple math, you have leads divided by visitors times 100, right? For example, if page A has 3 leads, divided by 100 visits, it's a 3% opt-in rate, right? So same thing with 9, you have 9 leads divided by 100, it's a 9% opt-in rate, right? If you have a 9% opt-in rate, you're doing very well. Just putting that out there, especially when it comes to YouTube ads. I believe the KPI roughly is around 3%. So, you're getting 3x that, so that's not bad at all. But yeah, so if one's getting 9%, one's getting 3%, you obviously have a clear winner, 9% being your best opt-in rate. So that's a really good one to look at. So conversion rate is that big one. Have a look there and see what happens. So yeah, as I say, let the test run for at least 100 to 200 clicks. If one is clearly ahead, kill the loser. Keep the winner and move to test like the next element, like button or image, or as I hear, follow this formula. I do the same thing in my agency. Go down this. So headline, CTA button, image background, lead form layout. Keep it going, and see what happens, right? So metric 2 is your cost per lead. So for example, this is huge if you're running YouTube ads, but if you've got page A, which is $150 in ad spend, you've got 10 leads, that's a $15 CPL. If you've got $150 in ad spend for another one, and you get 5 leads, there's a $30 CPL. I don't know where $20 came from. But yeah, page A is working twice as hard as page B. So that's where page B would go, and you start again, right? And then metric 3, a bit of an optional one, but this is more for bounce rate or like time on page, basically. So this is if you're really, really refining this, right? So high level analytics are good for this one. Again, affiliated. Google Analytics as well, it's a big one as well. But yeah, low bounce plus higher time means people are engaged. So if they're not bouncing off the page as much and they're spending longer on the page, there's a good chance, unless everyone's fallen asleep at their keyboard, that people are liking what they're seeing. But if you've got high bounce, basically means something is pushing them away immediately, or maybe your ad copy and your offer or your headline doesn't represent the offer correctly, something like that. But you can use this as a troubleshoot if your conversion rate is basically terrible, right? It's a big one. So just a recap, leads divided by visitors, winner is obvious. So conversion rate, really, really obvious there. Cost per lead, really, really important. This is what happens this is the metric to look at if you're running ads. So CPL, going to be able to tell you if you're actually doing well or not. If you even got a $14 to $20 cost per lead and your conversion rate is even subpar, you're going to get a massive return on ad spend, and you just keep going up, basically. But yeah, for sample size winners, like I said, you need roughly 100 200 clicks to actually find a clear winner. 200 unique visitors on the page, right? So not refreshing or anything like that to test. Has to be completely valid, has to be individual people. If one version wins after 20 clicks, that is just noise. You have to sit there and wait. Don't muddy the waters, find clear winners, okay? So once the winner is clear, pause the loser, lock the winner, and move to the next test, right? You know what works, keep it going. Next one is the stack winning elements. So once you stack winners to actually compound the results properly. So once you tested headline, test CTA, then test form, right? Then combine all your winners together into one super page, right? Has all your winning attributes. This is where the real marketers live, right? Like compounding results over time and they're just exponentially growing. This is how people scale really, really fast with ads. Alex Becker, great example of High Rose. If people use High Rose, it has a lot of clear data for that sort of stuff there. You use that data, you replicate it, you compound it, and you grow exponentially. Really, really solid there. And for those agents out there who are going, well, why not just rely on referrals? This seems like a huge waste of time. Why would I use YouTube ads? POV, if you only rely on referrals here, this is what your income probably looks like. You go, month 3, you're looking okay. 6-7 months in, oh, I've got another deal. Then I got nothing for about 5-6 months. And then, oh yeah, 1 year plus in, I've got another deal. Congratulations. In about a year and a half, you got 3 deals. Congratulations. You're getting a deal every 6 months. Wow, you're living a luxury life. Again, it really depends on your goals in real estate. If you only see it as a part-time gig, or you're only doing it for investment purposes or anything like that, probably not ideal for you. But if you made it this far, you're probably looking at more than just getting referrals, right? You're probably looking at stacking deals and actually growing. So that's why referrals will never be that option. It hasn't been that option in about 20-30 years, unless you're a very, very veteran agent and you've got 30 plus years of referrals that are all still going, they're all investment businesses, then fair play, you can do that. You're one of the lucky ones, right? But for everyone else, referrals ain't gonna cut it. It's not scalable. It's not consistent enough to scale. So you need to do something like this. So most agents, just a final touch point. Most agents never test, and if you do, you'll win by default. The truth is that most realtors don't have the patience to actually test, right? They either say Facebook ads suck or YouTube leads are weak, right? The real problem is that they're sending all the traffic to a landing page that hasn't earned the right to scale, if that makes sense. It hasn't been tested. You can't have cookie cutter ads that work the exact same. It doesn't work. There's no such thing as a really successful ad that is cookie cutter. Does not work. But most agents settle for good enough because they're busy, right? Oh, I'm a busy agent. I haven't got time to work on leads. And you wonder why you're not growing, right? You can outperform them by testing smarter, not working harder. So just think on the data, only rely on data. Don't do guesswork or try and 5x your output because you think that's going to make a difference, right? Your hard work will only get you so far. The rest has to be actual knowledge, right? And if you want to plug and play landing page templates built for testing, check the free pack in the description. I'll set one up for you and it'll be all good. But yeah, if you start testing like this, so one change at a time, just to recap, one change at a time, manual or auto A/B split testing really works there, and then backed by raw data. You'll beat 90% of the market just based off that. But yeah, 3 headline test pages, 2 multi-step form flows, and a button copy variations that you can put in. You can load them directly into your builder and get testing by tonight. It's really, really simple, so you can work on that there. But yeah, that's everything. I am on Instagram. Feel free to DM me deals on Instagram. My Instagram link's in the description. DM me deals, and I'll be able to set you up with a pack and maybe give you some personal one-on-one advice, just how to go forward. I'm not charging you anything for it. Just want to help you out. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. You want to see what we do? Check the Astadio website, www.book.astadio.com. See how we do. But yeah, that's everything. See ya.